Hello guys, in this video we're going to practice solving using the Gordon growth model, which we previously introduced, and we have this given here, and we need to find the value of a stock whereby the recent dividend is $2.0. So in order to calculate this value, we need to use the Gordon growth model, and it says that V0 is equal to D1 over R minus G, whereby R is the cost of capital and G is growth. So I have D1, it's just 2 multiplied by the growth rate, multiplied by 1 plus the growth rate. So this is 2 into 1 plus 5%. And now in the denominator we have to put R, which is the cost of capital. So how do we get it? We have RF, but this is a risky thing. It's not the risk-free rate because we're not dealing with a government entity here, we're dealing with a firm. So RC, using the CAPM model, we calculate the RC to be as RE, because we're using the dividend model, so we need the return on equity, or the required return on equity and not the return on capital. I've explained this before, and here we have RF plus beta into ERP, which is the equity risk premium, and this is 10.2%. And this gives $40.38. And if we compare $40.38 with the current price, we see that the stock is undervalued. So this might be a sign for us to buy that stock. However, we have to do sensitivity analysis because this value here is really much affected by G, the growth rate. So we need to make sure that our value is accurate. So sensitivity analysis is necessary in this case. Now let's assume we want to value the preferred stock of this same stock that I'm holding, but it's a preferred share, not a common share. What's special about these shares is that they give a constant dividend. So here we have $2 this year, so it's going to be $2 forever. And this means that the growth rate is 0. So I divide by R, and R is 10.2 as I calculated before. Which gives the value of $19.61 for this share. So here we can see the importance of growth in increasing value. See here when growth was 5%, the value was almost double what it is in the case of a preferred stock. Now some people would ask, why did I discount the preferred stock by the return on equity, which is 10.2%, instead of the risk-free rate that is 3%, because I'm gonna receive those dividends for sure, so there is no risk. However, we have to remember that we're dealing with a firm and not a government entity. Therefore, there's risk of default. Maybe this firm wouldn't exist forever. Maybe it could go bankrupt, or a lot of scenarios. There's a lot of scenarios, so we have to use RE as 10.2% instead of the 3%. Another thing that we could do with this given is calculate an implied G, which is an implied growth rate. It means I'll consider that the price is the value. I'll set the price equal to the value, so I'll have $24, so the price equals the value equals $24, and I have in the numerator I have 2 into 1 plus G, and in the denominator I have 10.2 minus G. Solving for this will give me G, an implied G, which is equal to 1.72%, and this is the G. Since I put V equal to P, this is the G that the market thinks will happen. So this is the growth and dividends that the market or all the people that are in the stock market expect the dividends to grow at a rate of 1.72%, which is a very modest rate. So as an analyst, I might think that the growth is going to be more, so this stock could be attractive for me. Okay, so after getting the implied G, one last way to use these given and this model is arranging it to get a required rate of return, and this would be equal to d1 over p0, and we assume that p is equal to value, plus g, which gives us 13.75%, and as we notice, it's greater than the rate of return that we calculated through the Kaplan model, which was 10.2%. And one interpretation for this is that the market is placing a high required rate of return, and this has resulted in undervaluing the stock.